Hello, I'm Ginkgo Sequoia and I am the author of the book The Tree Mystic. Today is a section on miracles. The miracle we're going to be talking about is how to walk on water. It's about ego, downsizing, removing possessions. And to set the scene, Apolline had been walking along the lake. In the distance she saw a man, Rishi, and although he was paddling through the water from where she was standing, it looked as if he was actually walking on the water. So they met, they had that discussion, and she asked him, "Rishi, tell me truthfully, are you able to walk on water because you are a god?" Rishi laughed. "No, not at all. Anyone can walk on water. Look in front of you. As we speak, an insect is walking on the surface of the water. How does it do that? There is a skin on the surface of the water that is too fragile for those laden with heavy goods to walk on without sinking. However, it is strong enough to support those who travel lightly. What must I do to be light enough so that I can walk on the water? It is a long list. You must be prepared to empty yourself and be free of your ego, your resentments, your thoughts, your experiences, your knowledge, your beliefs, and your ambitions and desires. Where do I start? Start with some self-inquiry. Ask yourself, do your desires for possessions and material items and your ambitions and your goals for a better life give you peace of mind, or do they give you anxiety? Is your pursuit of security stealing your present life? Then you can start to ask questions like, what is the purpose of my life and how can I find my higher self? And then pursue activities like prayer, poetry, silence and meditation. This will result in your spiritual thoughts overflowing into your everyday life. This will build your faith. If you place your emphasis on the development of your spiritual being, your material desires will melt away. What about the ego? How do I drop the ego? You don't drop the ego. When you make yourself available as a vessel, the ego will fall away effortlessly like autumn leaves. Okay, Rishi, what about my possessions and my comforts? Are you suggesting that I must give them away or throw them away? No, this is not the way. It is important that you understand this. Your possessions are not obscuring your happiness. Your ego and attachments are the problem. Our material desires drop naturally and lose their hold over us when we are truly happy. We don't drop our desires to become happy. So I can keep my possessions. You can keep your possessions if you want. However, you must not be attached to them. Non-attachment requires you to be able to let go of all your possessions in a heartbeat. Then you need to downsize. How do I do that? Imagine yourself being happy with a downsized, simpler life. And what is a downsized, simpler life? A life free of extravagance, ambition and status. How do you imagine such a life? Everyone has their own different method. For me, I meditate on the consumerism that ensnarls me. I ask, what is the true cost of my house, my promotions, my car, my wealth and my social standing? When I did this, I didn't like the answer. Then I asked myself, what are my real needs? I looked into the future and I imagined myself living in a very small basic dwelling, in a simple room with a few good books and a jar of flowers by my bedside. Does downsizing not leave you feeling secure? No, not at all. At the point that you let go of the things that are weighing you down, you feel a greater sense of belonging in the wider world. Then the only desire that will remain will be the one to surrender and merge. It is this that will make your steps saintly and light enough to walk on the water. Are you sure that I won't sink? If you surrender and you merge, you become the water. How can you sink in the water if you are the water? What exactly must I surrender? You must surrender everything. Your mind, your body, your gifts, and your personal plans. Surrender does not sound easy. No one is asking you to surrender all that you know and all that you possess on a whim. No one is asking you to have total faith in something that you cannot see or feel. You build your faith gradually. It is not a dive from a high board into a bottomless sea. You start in the shallows, you wade out slowly. With each step, the water becomes clearer and warmer. When the time comes to surrender, merge and put your head under the water, no blind faith is required. That's all on that particular subject. It's more about Rishi explaining that. And surrender and making yourself available to something higher and working as a vessel is a theme that's throughout the book, The Tree Mystic, if you're interested. There's more on it. You can buy the book at Amazon or on thetreemystic.com. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.